This golf posture is wrecking your golf swing. And oh, by the way, it hurts just standing in it. So one of the things that I've seen that has hurt more golf swings than just about anything else is a poor setup. And by that, setup posture is what we're really getting after. So one of the things I see very common is players trying to keep their back really straight. So when they try to keep their back really straight, what they actually do is they get too much anterior tilt in their pelvis and extension in their lumbar spine. Once I'm into this position, what's going to happen? How am I going to turn? Generally what I'm going to see is a player is going to turn like this and go into a right bend because your spine's already curved kind of that direction. So they go into a right bend and boy, this hurts. And we want to limit how much extension we're putting into our lumbar spine, especially early on in the golf swing and in the transition phases when there's lots of forces happening. So we know that the biggest contributor to back pain in the golf swing is extension. And I recently did a video with Dr. Luke Brackey where we discussed this idea that extension is the culprit for back pain.
I read in TPI that the three main causes of back pain were the reverse pivot backswing, so leaning too far to the right, the early extension, and the reverse C finish. And
all of those are some form of extension.
Extension. This is real hyperlordotic, excessive spine extensive state where the pelvis is getting thrust up underneath the rib cage.
And when we set up in too much extension, we're just setting ourselves up for failure early. And not to mention, when I see this pattern, I see some other big errors happening. I see the chin up high, the player looking out the bottom of their eyes, and their head's actually out on the horizon. So it's really hard for that player to then create the proper turns and bends in their golf swing, because from here, they want to turn really flat. And then things start to just get really out of whack. So let's not go there. So before I show you the posture that I recommend, if you're new to the channel, please be sure to hit the like and subscribe and the bell icon so you'll get notified of future videos. Okay, so now let's get into the posture that I prefer to see from my players. So as you're setting up, what I really like to see is the pelvis not too tilted to the ground. So there's going to be a small inclination, like 10 degrees, more or less. And then I like to see the rib cage just naturally dropping a little bit, like you're doing a little bit of a crunch. Now my spine is in a little bit more neutral state, not extended, okay? And then I can bend over just a little bit more to get to that golf ball. So now I'm nice and soft and round and relaxed. My eyes are able to be looking straight at the ball, so I'm not looking down the bottom of my eyes, I'm looking straight at the ball, okay? And I feel so relaxed. I don't feel like I'm tense at all here, ready to move. So that saying, bad posture is good posture in the golf swing, you know, it's kind of true. If we go back and look at the greats throughout history, you'll notice you won't see many of them rigid with flat backs. You'll see more relaxed posture because that relaxed posture allows for good movement. Now I know some of you might point out, but some guys are more bent over like a Dustin Johnson or a Keegan Bradley. And that is true, but they are not stiff. And the reason that they are more bent over is their proportions. Maybe their arms aren't quite as long relative to their height, or maybe they grew up using golf clubs like Keegan. I would just bet grew up using clubs that were a little too short for him, so he learned how to play out of a little bit more crouched position. But he's definitely relaxed at address, and as is Dustin. Let's talk about a simple drill you guys can do at home. I want you all to walk up to your wall and put your heels right against the wall and then walk off the wall a couple of inches. And then from there, you can take your golf club and let it glide down your legs without your butt shooting back too far and running into the wall. So now we're in nice relaxed posture. Now we can let the club drop to the ground. So now I'm not bent over too much, and I'm nice and balanced on my feet, and I'm in a relaxed posture where my thoracic spine is in a small amount of flexion, and my lumbar spine is very neutral, very safe. So again, if you're struggling with back pain, especially lower back pain, make sure you look at your setup posture. That could be a big contributor to the issues. Hope you all liked this video. If you did, hit the like and subscribe button. Also hit the bell icon. And please come visit us at milolinesgolf.com, where we can give you personalized coaching to help you play the best golf of your life.